Stormwood and Associates is a production of the Nerd and Tie Podcast Network. For more podcasts from actual play to true crime to witchcraft, go to nerdandtie.com or join our community on Discord by finding an invite at nerdandtie.com/discord. In pursuit of a stolen magical object, Stormwood and Associates Field Team 623 stepped into a tear between realities and vanished. They found themselves trapped in another plane, facing a reality that was not their own, and driven to avoid dark forces they don't understand. And so, Team 623 finds themselves leaping from world to world, striving to put right what they find wrong, and hoping each time that their next jump will be the jump home. Stormwood and Associates stars Celeste Star Twin as Dee, Gen Proc as Obie, Trey Dorn as Amy, and Becca Johnson as Liz Stormwood. Previously on Stormwood and Associates. So the team are crashing a dinner party, except people keep getting murdered. That's it. There are 3 bodies, and it ain't great. Anyways, Obie and Amy are off exploring the secret passages that they found, and they also found some flash drives. Obie found some flash drives earlier. He's going to go look at those now with Amy, while Dee and Liz are kind of working on interrogating the rest of the people. Miss Crimson seems suspicious, so that's maybe their current focus, because there may be more to her than it appears. That's it. That's kind of what's happening. Here we go. All right. So, Obie and Amy are going to go off to get the laptop. Liz and Dee. And Dee.
I'm still here.
Okay.
Who technically have heard the conversation between Obie and Amy.
Over comms, yeah.
Over comms.
And therefore, it's not metagaming to have that information.
Yeah.
Dee, do you think you could just talk with her?
I mean, yeah, she seems to want to talk to me anyway. I'm trying to be helpful. I'm trying to be like a good detective like you guys are.
Yes, no, you're doing great. Thank you.
Okay, I can try.
No, you're doing great.
I am
Take one
great.
for the team.
You can do it.
No one expects you to do anything you don't want to do, okay?
Okay.
Just have a discussion with her.
I'm slightly jealous.
So.
Oh, hey, yeah.
Yeah, hey. Did you want to step aside for a second to talk about that non-traditional magic?
She kind of smiles a little bit. I wouldn't mind. It's a very comfortable sofa in the lounge by the fire.
Okay, I could use a sit down.
Okay. So you head over to the lounge, I presume.
Mm-hmm.
There is a crackling fire in the fireplace. She moves over to the couch with a almost unearthly grace and sits down on it and pats the seat next to her. Have a seat, Dee. I don't bite unless you specifically ask me to.
I mean, let's not rule anything out. But I'm legitimately curious what kind of magic stuff you know, because it kind of seems like we might be dealing with magic-y people.
I don't know if I would say magic. Some people can just sort of do things.
You said you know. Wait a minute. You said you know non-traditional magic.
I said I don't know traditional magic. Whether or not you would qualify what I do as magic is debatable. But so I didn't want to lie and say that, like, no, nothing I do, could be qualified as magical or supernatural. But I don't want to, But I don't want to claim I can do things I can't.
I mean, what kind of things? You got to give me something to start on, at least.
Okay. Or just roll me a d10 on that.
Okay. 3.
She just looks you in the eyes and says, "Sit still for me for a moment."
Okay.
Yeah, you can't move.
Oh my god.
Let me see how long it's... You can talk, but you can't move.
Okay. This is,
It's okay.
I literally cannot move. That's an interesting magic.
I'm not gonna do anything to you. I'm not gonna touch you. I'm not gonna make you do anything, but sometimes if I ask someone to do something, they do it. I've always kind of, written it off as my natural magnetism. And she snaps, and you can move again.
Okay, that was a lot. I mean, that feels like that would be a pretty helpful, ability to have, especially since there's probably a murderer in here somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not too happy with that. Seeing Cadaver dead is kind of fucking with me.
Yeah, do you know? How did you know Cadaver, if you don't mind my asking?
I've known him for quite some time. So there's just you and me in here. I don't want to... There is a family connection. I don't like to, Mrs. Goldenrod knows, obviously. But it's the sort of thing we don't spread around.
You don't... What do you mean by...
Families are complicated, D.
I know that. I've got some complicated family stuff myself, let me tell you. My older sister raised me on... Well, I wasn't raised by my older sister. We had parents, but my older sister just, when I was little would make me watch a whole bunch of anime that I probably shouldn't have been watching at that age. And,
it's...
And then,
yeah.
And you figure out you're trans in a kind of weird community, and you end up hanging out with some various communes to kind of get you. You do some good things, and then you do some stupid things, and then you use some of your talents to get money to do smart, good things.
I can relate. It's Mrs. Goldenrod. Elaine does not approve of every choice that I have made, and she definitely, and maybe some of us don't quite figure out who we are until after we've married a not so nice person named Bucky Crimson. And yeah, that's his real name. That's what was on his birth certificate.
Bucky
was...
Crimson. That's a... Oh. I'm so sorry.
I don't
what happened to
believe that
Bucky?
anyone misses him. He
Damn.
was not a good man.
He's not a good guy. I mean, okay.
And maybe I was looking to punish myself. Because I wasn't...
Well, that's not a healthy outlook.
No, it wasn't. Before I really understood myself or my nature, I made some bad decisions, and he was one of them. And I'm choosing to be a better person and at least more honest with myself.
Okay.
About who I am and what I want and what I do.
No, like, I can totally respect that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I can get where you're coming from. On the other hand, it's a little dead body to be getting freaky, don't you think? It's a whole lot of...
some people deal with stress in different ways.
That's fair. I agree with that. I mean, look at me. But on the other hand...
And, also...
I'm just saying, I've watched enough horror movies to know that that's just setting yourself up to get killed.
And I think that when you find yourself in danger, and when you find yourself in a situation where every minute you have left might count, that maybe you should live the remaining time you have left to the fullest, on the off chance you don't get another shot.
Mm-mm.
She sits down back.
She
sits back down next to you.
You make a strong argument.
I hope I'm not making you uncomfortable.
Oh, trust me, you're not. I just have this whole thing where I'm like, all my friends are like really good like detectives and heroes and shit, and I'm trying to prove that I'm like good at things too, and I'm not going to screw this up.
Oh, I definitely know the feeling that you have to prove yourself. Definitely know that feeling.
Get it?
That no matter what you do, it's not going to be the right thing, and that you're going to get judged for it.
Yeah, exactly that. That is kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah. All right, so while this is happening, Liz, what are you doing? Since you're with the rest of everybody else.
Yeah. So does anybody have any recommendations for how we should deal with this? We've got 3 people dead, and we don't know who did it. Any one of us could have done this.
We're presuming only one person did it at all, and it wasn't 3 different people.
It could have been 3 different people. There's
Gray.
2 different. There's evidence of 2 different kinds of murder. So yeah, you're absolutely right.
At least 2 different kinds of murder. The guy on the piano didn't have a knife through his neck.
True.
And the lady in the... How did the cook die?
She was stabbed.
So we got 2 magic, 2 stabs?
It seems like it.
Seems like whoever's doing this is bad planning.
Yes.
You know, I could, without these wards, I could divine the killer. Madam Violet.
Oh, I'm sure you could, madam.
How far away do we know that these wards extend?
Amy, do you have any idea?
No idea. I'd literally just have to keep going outside and getting punched in the back of the head until I stopped getting punched in the back of the head.
I just figured you were away. Okay.
We're out by the truck. We're just in the driveway. And I tried to detect Spooky, and it punched me in the back of the head.
Okay.
So,
thank you.
Not out here.
Well, I would say probably off of the grounds.
Well, the grounds make up most of the island.
Oh.
Yes, this is Goldenrod Island. It's been in the family for generations.
Goldenrod Island. Thank you. Okay.
I'm surprised you drove here without knowing that.
Well, things happen.
All right. Let's say Obie and Amy come back inside with the laptop.
E.
All right, so Obie, you have a collection of flash drives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 flash drives.
That's a lot.
Sure is. You've got a red one, a purple one, a gray one, a blue one, a green one, and a yellow one. Which one do you want to look at?
The red one first.
All right. What is on the red drive? You pop the red drive into Amy's computer, and it opens up, and there's a bunch of documents on there.
Okay.
How far are you investigating? Are you totally investigating this drive, or are you going to try to see what you can find quickly?
I can do a quick scan first.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
All right, so roll me 1d10 for that quick scan.
I got an 8.
Yeah, here's a big thing you find. Immediately, you find a document, which is a death certificate for a Bucky Crimson, who died in 1973 of unknown causes.
Okay.
Yep, Bucky Crimson died in 1973 of unknown causes.
Does how old does Miss Crimson look?
Mid-20s.
And what race is she?
Human.
And can we guesstimate the current year?
Roll me a d10.
6.
You definitely at least saw one calendar saying 2024 in the hallway.
Yeah, she wasn't born yet when her supposed husband died.
Look through the folders. There's some pictures here.
He's gonna look through the pictures.
You find some wedding photographs that are clearly scans of old photographs.
Yep.
From the 70s. Look like they were taken with like an Instamatic camera or a 35mm camera. They show it's labeled Mr. and Mrs. Crimson.
And it looks like her?
Oh, it's her. 100% her.
Great. great. She's definitely magical as shit. She's super crazy magical. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
So what do we know that exists that could be this old and yeah. So obviously we have the Fae.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, she is into D, right? And D's got Fae blood.
Yeah.
But there are other possibilities. Because there are vampires.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Maybe that's one of the decisions that upset her family, was her turning into a vampire.
I mean,
or maybe it's a whole
yeah.
family of vampires and they got mad that she married outside of them. And she married a mortal. I don't know.
Well, it's definitely a new piece of information.
Yep.
Anyways, D, you're back in the lounge.
Did I hear that? Did D hear that bit? I should ask.
Was that on over comms, Obie?
If you probably,
Yeah, no, then yeah, D, you heard that.
because this is essential information that we're learning about the suspects.
D bites her fist awkwardly.
You okay?
There's this, I'm just thinking about some stuff. Just thinking about being considered an outsider or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you'd want to know this, but I found out recently that I might be descended from the Fae folk, actually.
What do you mean the Fae folk?
Really magical, like people from beyond this direction, like actual fairies.
Are you fucking with me?
I don't.
I mean,
I am a very serious and to be taken seriously person. I don't know how you could say I'm not. I don't.
she kind of looks at you for a second. Like she's sizing up what you just said. Roll me a d10.
Nine.
She kind of sits there for a second and goes, I don't know why, but I think I believe you.
I am a trustworthy person, for one thing.
So what
and,
does... She's kind of like, perched a little bit, facing you on the couch. What does that mean?
Well, I only found out recently, so I'm still kind of figuring out what it means. I mean, there's a whole lot of, weird, politics and what have you. I mean, there's a lot that I still don't know, and I wish, honestly, I just wish I knew someone who knew more about it that I could learn from. That would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be a lot. What does that mean for you, though? Like, your lifespan, your, Are you more magical because of it, or?
I've never done any I don't know if I don't know if I can even do magic. I've never like. I don't really. Yeah. Not really my.
You've been told that you have an affinity for magical objects, like by both Amy and like by Fiona at this point.
I mean, okay, yeah, okay, that's a good point. I mean, like, magical objects I'm pretty good with. Like,
really?
Yeah, for realties.
So you're what can you do with them?
Well, I don't know the specifics, but like apparently I have furfinity for them or something.
Just pause. Did you say furfinity? Or affinity?
The other one, the affinity one. That is what I said. Yes.
Okay, because if you were going to tell me you were a werecat or a werewolf, this was going to get way more complicated.
No. I don't. I'm not. I
don't have anything against them. Just had some bad experiences.
That's fair. That's fair.
Obie is listening over comms, and he's gonna like whisper to Amy, "Oh yeah, yep, definitely vampire. Yep."
Yeah, no, that's 100%.
Yep.
We put Dee in a room with a vampire.
She'll be fine.
I think the vampire's into her.
Yeah.
Yep.
And do you still hear you?
Yeah. 100%. 100% Amy had her comms open.
Amazing.
I'm just saying that, like, why does Dee get to be in there? It's on my bucket list.
But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know the details of my, like.
It's gotta be.
I know I have an affinity for magical objects, but I don't know anyone who could like teach me or kind of give me more, you know.
It's gotta be such a burden on you. She puts her hand on your upper arm. To have this weighing on you and not knowing about your own family's past or what it means for you. I mean, I can't imagine what it would be like to just have something like that in you and not know about it your whole life and have no one tell you. That's gotta weigh on you.
Wasn't ideal, I'll admit that. But you know,
it takes someone pretty strong to live with that kind of burden.
I mean, I'm pretty, I might do all right. So I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't pry, but I can't help but wonder. Like, do you? I understand dealing with stress in different ways than most people. I mean, I get that. I really do. But on the other hand, like, let's say that you're the like you seem really pretty. I don't know, level-headed. Level-headed is the right word. With all this death going on, and I don't know, it might make someone wonder that, like, are you gonna? I don't know. Maybe you know a thing or two about death more directly. Maybe get sustenance from it. I don't know.
Look,
throwing that out there.
I've had a rough go of it. My family wasn't always happy with the things that I did, so at a very young age I was a bit more on my own than I probably should have been. And
that doesn't sound good.
No, it's not.
I can relate to that.
And
yeah, also was
sometimes
in that position.
you kind of just go into survival mode when bad things happen around you, and you just do what it takes to make it to the next day. You know?
I mean, yeah, definitely been there. I
Kind of
appreciate
looking,
that.
head still down, she's looking at you with deep brown eyes. Yeah. So you just... Yeah, when there's pain and darkness around you, you have to find the small slivers of light to make it another day. So anyways, Liz, you're in the dining room.
Yes, I am. Is anyone doing anything particular?
Yeah, Father Gray started eating one of the cold steaks. It's food. I'm hungry. What else are we gonna do?
Understandable. As far as we know, none of it has been poisoned.
He pauses for a second. I think I'd notice. Just keeps eating. At this point, I've eaten enough. He just keeps eating.
Madam Violet,
Yeah.
I would love to take you up on that reading now.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
Let me. She pulls a well-worn deck of tarot cards out of the side pouch that she's been, has tied to her belt. It's kind of a more bohemian outfit than most people in various shades of purple. All right, we can do tarot more than one way. In the house here, we can do it traditionally, where you select the cards and I read their meaning for you.
Okay.
It's raining outside, so I don't want to do it the other way because it's raining outside.
I see. Okay.
And it gets the cards wet.
Then why don't we do that way?
The way where we don't get the cards wet. Yes, right, inside. All right. She, brushes a whole bunch of stuff aside on the dining room table and gestures for you to sit down.
I do.
Ah, yes. She begins to shuffle the deck, and she spreads it out in front of you. She goes, I want you to select your first card.
I select a card.
All right. Let's see here. You have the Hermit. Interesting. This is your past. This is where you come from. The Hermit stands for introspection and self-reflection and solitude and soul searching, like you've been withdrawn from society. Now let's draw your second card.
I do.
The Sun. Interesting. So, this is enlightenment, joy, marriage, success, and vitality. This is your present. And now let's see where you are going. Draw your third card, your future.
Okay. It's this one.
The card you pull is Justice. It says, Justice card says, balance and equilibrium. Cause and effect and fairness and responsibility. I just want to say before anyone tries to interpret where I was, some plan I had here, I literally pulled up I found a random tarot card generator. So that was a legitimate. Every one of those was it was a real tarot card. These are the real meanings, but they were random cards.
Okay.
So it sounds like that you came from a place of loneliness and solitude, but you found fulfillment. You found your purpose and your happiness and your success, likely love along the line. And your future is going to take this happiness and you're going to use it to fulfill your responsibilities and to bring a sense of justice and balance. It's a very auspicious fortune.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Good luck.
Oh, thank you. Do you know anything else about the... Can you see anything else about me or anything else?
Well, I mean, what's your question? Be specific. Do you have a specific question?
Why am I here in this place?
Select a card.
I do.
It's the devil. I'm not kidding. Bondage, enslavement, fear. This is about materialism and temptation. Unhealthy relationships are kind of bound. The devil is about being seduced by the material world and physical pleasure. And living in fear of it.
Of course. Of course. That all makes sense. Well, thank you, madam. You have been very helpful.
Yes, I hope that this has given you the insight you need.
Yes, thank you.
She flips over another card. Listen, this one's for me. The fucking tower. God damn it, she puts the cards away. Stormwood & Associates is a production of Nerd and Tie. You can find more information at nerdandtie.com/Stormwood. You can also find us on social media at Nerd and Tie on Twitter, nerdandtie.tumblr.com, and facebook.com/nerdandtie. This podcast can be subscribed to on anywhere that major podcasts are found: iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, and quite a few other places, and anywhere that takes an RSS feed as well. Hey, while you're still here, let me tell you about another podcast on the Nerd and Tie Network, and that's Let's Be Legendary. Let's Be Legendary, the Fey Wild West, is a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons actual play game. So, an actual play game like this one, but in a system people actually use in the real world. Set in a homebrew Wild West steampunk world, the Fey Wild West follows two people discovering what it means to be in a relationship, all the while seeking revenge and learning the truth of their pasts. Let's Be Legendary podcast is an LGBTQ+ podcast with both main and minor characters, as well as players falling under the queer blanket. A heavy RP game with a focus on story and characters, and you can hear it every week here on the Nerd and Tie Network, and you can find all of their subscription information and links at nerdandtie.com/legendary.